I wanted to do something cool for my first video review, so I decided to do it on a very special board, the Special Edition 8008 Bauer. The Bauer was the first board fully designed by DixieMech. It marked a huge milestone for the company, and it turned out to be a very sought after board. The original group buy ran on August 14th, 2019, offering these 4 different configurations. During the sale, 20 kits were sold on a first come first served basis. Then 20 kits were raffled. On March 2020, Dixie auctioned 12 special edition Bauers to match the popular GMK 8008, which also ran on DixieMech. The method used to auction off the boards was a Vickrey auction, which is a blind auction where the top bidders pay what the highest losing bidder offered. In this case, it meant that the top 12 bidders had to pay whatever the 13th highest bid was. There was a 3-way tie for the 12th spot, so the 12th spot was chosen at random between the 3, and the final price of the auction was set at $1,500. After taxes and shipping, this cost me about $1,600. When you factor in keycaps and artisans, which were about $200, and when you factor in the Holy Panda switches, which were about $1 per switch, the grand total was a little over $1,800, which is definitely on the high end for a custom board, especially for a brand new one. And in case you're wondering if an $1,800 board will get you something better than, say, a $300 or $400 board, then honestly, no, not really. Once you reach a certain price point, you're not really getting that much in return. At this price point, you're really just paying for the historical significance or the novelty of the board. But unless you're a collector, you probably will never have to spend this much money on a keyboard. So let's talk about what went into building the Bauer, which turned out to be one of the easiest builds I've ever done. One of the first things I noticed was that this board uses magnetic screws, which is nice because it makes them just a little bit easier to screw in. The second thing I noticed was that the gaskets were pre-installed on the top and bottom cases, which is great because it can be a little tedious having to install these yourself. The mounting style of this board is what's known as a gasket mount. Specifically, this board uses what's known as an isolation mount, which is a specific type of gasket mount where the plate never makes direct contact with the cases. It gives the board a more bouncy feel and a slightly more muted sound. That's the purpose behind these little pieces of rubber, also known as gaskets, which are made of neoprene for the Bauer. The USB-C socket is located on the back of the board, so we have to screw a breakout board to the bottom case and connect a JST connector cable from the breakout board to the PCB. For stabilizers, I went with Durocks lubed with Krytox 205 grade 0, and for switches, I went with Holy Red Pandas lubed with Tribosys 3204. Holy Red Pandas are made by combining the housing of a red Yock Panda switch and a Holy True or Halo Clear stem. In this case, I'm using a Halo Clear stem. Something important to note is that the plate uses a fixed layout, which in my opinion is usually a good thing for the overall sound and consistency of the board. But the downside is that you can't choose your own custom layout. Once the switches are soldered in and the stabilizers have been installed, we simply position the plate on top of the bottom case. Then we place the top case on top of that, screw the case together, and we're done. Now for a quick sound test. Overall, I'm really satisfied with this board. The assembly was super simple, and I love how it turned out. The navy and pink makes for a really cool theme. Also worth mentioning is that the PCB is VIA compatible, which made it really easy to program. And that's it for today. This was my first board review, but I have so many more planned, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. Also, in case you missed it, I created a Discord server last week where I'll be giving video updates, posting photos, hosting giveaways, and just chatting with everyone about keyboards. If that sounds like something you'd be into, take a look at the description for an invite link. Thanks for watching. Bye.